So this video is called How to Do the Work and Why It Even Matters. And that is what we're going to talk about today, because if you've been around the traps here for a little while, or you've been doing some work on yourself, you know how important it is. But maybe you don't realize how big it actually is, because when we start doing the work on ourselves, when we start consciously and on purpose looking at all parts of ourselves, not just the bits we love and like, but the bits that we don't love and like, those bits that really grind our gears about ourselves, the bits that we really don't want to look at because we don't like how we were or how we showed up in particular scenarios. But they're all part of us, because we can't just be one side of a coin. We are all sides of the coin. And those things that we do, that work that we're doing, when we begin within and do that work, we are literally shifting consciousness. So when you do the work on yourself, you are creating positive ripple effects that spread further than you can ever imagine. You are creating a shift in the timelines and the fabric of reality by doing this work. And so if you're someone like me who wants to see humanity thrive, you want to see people doing well, you want to see this planet create and be all that it can be. You want to be walking in a world where we don't have to worry about war and shit and poverty and all that sort of stuff anymore. When you do the work on yourself, you are doing the most that you can possibly be doing for the planet, for humanity, for the future of the children that are coming into this place. Because you are letting go of all the old limiting beliefs. You are shifting, you are loving yourself more, you're trusting yourself more, you're giving yourself the freedom to be all that you came here to be. And because we're all connected, you are making the biggest difference. Like, it can never, ever, ever be underestimated how much you just deciding that you are going to do what you can to be all that you came here to be. And it doesn't have to be big. You don't have to go out and solve some kind of giant, big problem. Being all that you came here to be, to me, means being you, being yourself, being the full expression of all that you are, and loving yourself and trusting yourself and knowing that you've got your back. And so even if there has been experiences and people in your life that didn't treat you well, that didn't give you the love that you deserve, that didn't give you the things that you wish that you could have had, you know you can give that to yourself. You know that you can be that person who embodies what it is that you may not have received, and you give yourself that love. Because ultimately, this is how we shift. And I know it sounds so simple, and it actually is. It really is really, really simple. But the truth is, it doesn't always mean it's going to be easy. So if you're someone who's walking this path, if you're someone who's chosen to go, I'm going to do my bit for humanity by beginning within and doing the work on myself and giving myself the love and being kind to others and being kind to myself, because you want to be kind to yourself, because you've been through a lot. You've been through a lot, and you have gotten through 100% of your shittiest days ever, and you are doing so well. When you choose to do that, when you choose to show up for yourself, it's not only are you doing a massive service to yourself, you are helping others, you are shining your light. And when you do that, you give others permission to do the same just by being you. So when you're walking through the supermarket, when you're getting out of the car, when you're waving to someone to come in front of you in traffic, you're creating such a powerful ripple effect from the smallest little actions. And that's why I'm so passionate about this work that I do, because I know and that this work is changing the world for the better. And it just starts with you and I just doing what we're here to do, to just show up as ourselves, be ourselves, to love ourselves, and to let go of all the crap, all the what are the things called? Sandbags that have been holding us back. The shackles even. That's the one. The shackles. And because I was talking to a friend on the weekend, and I feel like I've shared this in a video somewhere else before, but If you were to imagine a footy field, right? A giant football field, soccer field, wherever you're at watching this, and you were to put a giant tarp, plastic tarp across the whole field flat, and you had a whole heap of people underneath that. So everyone's lying down underneath that. It's flat. It doesn't take every single person to stand up to get that plastic standing upwards to rise. So it just needs people in different spots to start rising. And even if there's lots of people still lying down underneath, that vibration, that piece of plastic has raised. And you, as being one of the people that have raised in consciousness, you have helped shift that. And it doesn't need every single person on the planet to stand up and to do the work on themselves. It just takes a few. The numbers are actually smaller than we realize. So when we're doing this work, we can actually go, holy shit even. We're doing the work, where we are helping raise consciousness. And it doesn't mean the people lying down aren't doing what they're here to do. Everyone's doing exactly where they're supposed to be and playing the role that they came here to play. But if you're watching this right now, you are no doubt someone who is here and wants to see humanity thrive, wants to thrive in your own life, and wants to be all that you came here to be. And part of that means looking at the parts of yourself that you avoid, looking at the bits that you don't want to have to look at, giving yourself the love that you may not have received and you wish that you had. It's doing all of that work, and it's also, like I said, being gentle on yourself as well, because we're all here, we're all shifting, we're all human, we all make mistakes, we all stuff up, and it's all a growth process. And if you have the mindset that, okay, I know I'm gonna fail and fall over, but that's just another thing, a way for me to learn, and I'm gonna get back up, I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna keep loving myself through all the bits. And you know, there's if you've ever watched the Divergent series and the second series where she's got to open the box, and the last there's 5 steps, 5 parts that she has to go through. I'll try not to spoil it too much if you haven't watched it, but really it's worth watching all 3. But and the 5th one that she has to go through, she has to face herself. She has to face who she is and all the parts of her, the stuff that she hates about herself. And in order for her to pass that level, she then needs to love herself through that. And because she failed the first time, she got so angry at herself, she'd yell at herself, she was in a sim, by the way, if I didn't say that at the start. But in order for her to get through that level, and to get through to pass that level, she needed to love herself through that and love all parts of herself, like I just said. And that's what we're here to do. Like I think in so many movies, there's so much truth throughout it, all of them on so many levels and layers. There's a lot of shit in there too, but there's a lot of truth. And when we can see that and go, you know what? Okay, that's a really good point, that one. When you love yourself, because when you do, you truly love yourself, warts and all, you're unstoppable. You're so empowered. You've got a strength that can't be broken because you know all parts of yourself and you've accepted all of them. You've loved all of them. And you've learned from all of them. And maybe you know you won't do certain things again, but you understand where you were at different times. And just being able to do that is such a gift. It is such a gift, not only to yourself, but to the entire cosmos. And so that's why when you're doing this work on yourself, that is why it matters so much, because it affects the whole, but it affects you, and it starts with you first, because everything begins within. So that is my little ditty for today. I hope it has served you in some way. And of course, as always, I would absolutely love to hear from you in the comments. Did you get any insights from this? Have you got something that you can share that sparked an idea from this as well too? I always love hearing from you, and I love hearing everyone chat in the comments. So please share away. And as always as well, thanks for being here. If you want to stick around, I'll pop another video on the screen now so we can hang out just this bit longer. And I will also link to my newsletter. If you're not part of that yet, it is a free newsletter I send out each week. I will link that in the description as well. So like I said, video on screen now. Thank you for stopping by, and I cannot wait to see you in another video soon.